Well, folks, I wanted to talk a tiny bit about my F650gs Dakar 2007. I'm going to flip this camera around and give you a little bit of a rundown. So I may be selling this beautiful bike. Guys come to look at it Saturday, and I'm kind of depressed about it. Excellent bike. It's not the bike for me where I'm at as a rider and in my life right now, but it is an excellent bike. If you guys don't know, it's kind of, in the same range as the KLR 650. I forgot the exact specs, but weight wise, it's right there with the KLR. Horsepower is right there with the KLR. I think I looked at it the other day and it was like 50 horsepower or something like that. Of course, that's on a spec sheet, not necessarily real life. And you can find spec sheets for these pretty much anywhere, but this is a pretty darn good bike. So I just want to ramble about it a little bit, and sorry about the bugs in the background. It's weather changing, wildflowers in bloom, nice time of year. But all around good bike. I know I've said that like 3 times, but she is. If you're looking for a bike that is a great commuter, it's a great bike for that. Excellent gas mileage. If you're looking for a bike to ride dirt roads, to kind of get out where other people, can't necessarily go on most bikes, you can do that with her. Is she a trail bike? For a rider with my abilities, this is not a trail bike. All right. Someone who's been riding a long time, really knows how to handle a machine, excellent clutch work, because she's got torque. She'll chug along and just go as slow as you want to go. Pretty good on technical stuff, real easy, straightforward throttle, nothing catchy, nothing jerky. Just a really great bike. I bought her because I wanted to do some 2-up riding, and also kind of where I'm at right now. I with work, I have to go to meetings fairly often, and when I was looking at this bike, I wanted a bike that I could pull up to a meeting and then not be like, hey, that's just a dirt bike, just that dual sport look. I no longer am in that position where I have those types of meetings all the time. So I don't need to maintain an aesthetic, but the type of riding that I like to do most, and see how we got a little one on the way and we're not doing any 2-up riding anytime soon, is really tight trails, technical trails, some dirt roads. Sometimes I do like to just get out and just ride. And with this bike, my skill level is not to the point where I can take this bike and feel comfortable on most of the trails that I like to ride. I've got a little 200cc Chinese bike, and I find myself going to it a lot more often when I actually want to do off-road riding, and only pulling this out when I just want to get to work on time. So I'm looking to get a 250 range dual sport, something like a CRF 250L, something like that. But if you're looking at one of these, they're fantastic. Just know what you're getting and make sure you're getting what you want and what you expect. And me being a somewhat new rider, I didn't have a bike for a long time, and I got back in, and kind of somewhat being a new rider, I thought that I wanted that midweight adventure bike, but I don't go on any adventures. I've got a little 1-year-old and a baby on the way, and pretty demanding job, and so most I get to do is take it around the county here sometimes, and on the weekends when I slip away, but then we go ride at wildlife management areas or on private property. Folks allow us to ride trails and stuff like that. So, or literal deer trails, where you're going super slow and trying to weave in and out of trees, and just a little tight, really tight, technical, slow moving stuff. That's the kind of the riding that I prefer right now. And so it's just not really the bike for that. So once again, this isn't a spec video, but if you're curious, brakes are excellent on this thing. It's got ABS that's switchable, which is quite fun. You can slam on that rear brake, slide around a bit. I'm going to take some of my Farkles off and keep those. I already notified the guy who's potentially buying it, that I do plan on keeping the bark busters and the rack, and a few other things. But, yeah, she's an excellent bike. I wish I had some video of me riding her, but it's 2 days away from sale day, and I just wanted to kind of discuss before she was gone. So the motor on this is not what I'd consider a fast bike, but it's a very torquey little bike, and it pretty much could take you anywhere you want to go if you're a good enough rider, and I'm just not at that position yet. So if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. If you're considering one of these and you're wanting to take longer trips, if you're wanting to do off-road where, you know, it's not tight technical weekend trails, perfect bike for it. If you're an experienced rider, if you had a dual sport for a while and you know how to work that machine, then you can get a lot more use out of this bike than I did. Part of me was just scared to drop it and have to replace these plastics because BMW, the parts are a little bit more expensive. But excellent machine. Any questions, just drop them in the comments. There is F650gs. Those guys over there, excellent community with this bike. That's one of the things when you get into a bike, you want to make sure you got a good community following it. And those guys, excellent videos on how to work on things, excellent reviews, excellent suggestions. It's all around excellent bike, excellent community. And I feel like I'm gonna regret selling it, but it'll be a few more years before I can really utilize a bike like this. Either when I get better as a rider and I can use this for the type of riding I like to do now, or when the kids get a little bit older, we can have a babysitter and we could take it on weekend camping trips or something like that. Then this will be appropriate bike for me. But right now it's just not. So once again, if you got questions, drop in the comments. If you ran across this video by accident, subscribe. It kind of helps. And every now and then I'll crank out some content that's decent. So have a good day. Getting ready to take off, and thought about one more thing. This bike, if you're worried about weight, it does a really good job of keeping it down low. You can look up, and these have the fuel tank under the seat. A lot of the weight is down low. Just a really good bike. So if you're interested in it and you look around, on the market, they're about the same price as a KLR, but I think for this, you're getting a lot more bike. Maintenance costs might be slightly more, but parts are available from third-party folks now, and so all around good bike. Great suspension too, adjustable. I like it. I'm gonna miss it. So until next time. The factory heated grips on this thing, almost enough reason to buy it right there. Just saying.